DETV News is powered by DART, Delaware's transit service. Moving forward.
Coming up tonight, whooping cough crisis. A concerning new report from the CDC reveals a surge in whooping cough cases across the country. Find out how Delaware is being hit and what you need to know to protect your family. Plus, big changes could be coming to your property tax bill after decades. One Delaware county's first reassessment is almost complete, and new property values are on the way. And in sports, we have highlights from the first ever girls flag football championship. Plus, Shakara is here with your weekend weather forecast. All that and much more straight ahead tonight on DETV News. Good evening and welcome to this DETV News Brief. I'm Matt Ford. Thanks for joining us this evening. Here's what's making headlines tonight across the first state. A new report from the Centers for Disease Control shows that confirmed cases of whooping cough across the country have surged 5 times higher than this time last year. The increase is even more significant in Pennsylvania and right here in Delaware. Experts are noting that this increase is having especially on infants, saying about half of those diagnosed under 1 year of age end up hospitalized. The CDC's latest data indicates that the number of whooping cough cases in the United States has jumped from over 3,000 in 2023 to over 17,000 just this year. That represents a 5-fold increase. But to put it in context for you, in Pennsylvania, cases are up 10-fold, while New Jersey has seen a 2.6-fold increase, and the first state has experienced a staggering 17-fold rise. Experts attribute the surge to the return to normal life after COVID-19, which had previously reduced the spread of this highly contagious respiratory disease. The situation underscores the urgency for both children and adults to get vaccinated against whooping cough. Health officials are focused on educating the community as whooping cough cases rise, emphasizing the importance of hand washing and staying home when you're sick. And in related news, communities in western North Carolina are grappling with the aftermath of Hurricane Helene. Governor Roy Cooper says that more than 80 people are still missing. Around 77,000 residents have applied for disaster relief. The storm also disrupted medical supplies as a key Baxter International factory supplying 60% of IV fluids was flooded. The White House invoked what's called the Defense Production Act to address the shortage. Hospitals all across the country are taking steps to conserve supplies, while the FDA declared a shortage of more IV fluid types. And in other news, in one of Delaware's hottest state house races, the contest in House District 36 has drawn much attention, pitting incumbent Republican Brian Shoup against Democrat Roni Balthazar Lopez. The district, which stretches from Milford to Broadkill Beach, has seen Republican control for 40 years. However, Shoup narrowly won his primary by just 12 votes back in September. Now he faces a competitive race as unaffiliated voters make up nearly 30% of the electorate. Developers, particularly the Fannin family, have backed Balthazar Lopez, fueling tensions. The general election scheduled for November 5th could reshape this evolving district. To Sussex County now, where a former Bethany Beach EMT, James Welsh, tragically died in a helicopter crash on October 7th while serving as a flight paramedic in Kentucky. The crash also claimed the lives of pilot Gail Ailman and flight nurse Bethany Aiken. Welsh, a Sussex Central graduate, had worked with the Bethany Beach Volunteer Fire Company in 2017. He leaves behind a pregnant wife. Services will be held in Delaware on October 20th and 21st. A GoFundMe page is made to support his family. And state police have identified 28-year-old Joshua Reynoso Velasquez of Seaford as a victim of a fatal crash near Greenwood, Delaware that happened early Monday. Troopers responded around 5 a.m. to the wreck at Shawnee and Memory Roads. Investigators say Reynoso Velasquez lost control of his Kia Sorento, hit a telephone box, a gas line, and then later a tree. He was not wearing a seatbelt. The road was closed for 3 hours during the investigation. And as we shift our focus now, let's take a look at the weather and see what's ahead for the weekend. Shakara is here live in studio with the latest. Hey, Shakara.
DETV News Weather is brought to you by Real Life Prosthetics. Live life fully with Real Life Prosthetics. Your ability is our mission. Amen. And good evening, DETV fam. Today was serving up some serious cool fall vibes. We had those sunny skies, highs in the 60s, and it was basically a crisp and cozy fall day. Perfect for all the sweater weather and boots lovers out there. Now, if you are getting a head start to the weekend, be aware that as the sun dips this evening, so will those temperatures. Expect a chilly 40-degree night, so be sure to bundle up if you're heading out to run errands or trying to squeeze in that walk or run. Looking ahead to Feel Good Friday, TGIF, we made it, right? We are looking at another round of a perfect fall day. You can expect even more sunshine with highs around 67 degrees. Now, let's talk about the weekend. Saturday, we're cranking up the heat just a bit with highs hitting a lovely 71 degrees. There'll be plenty of sun gracing us with her presence, and then Sunday steps in with highs around 76 degrees. We will have another beautiful, sunny, warm day, which means a visit to a pumpkin patch, sipping on some wine at a local winery, as long as you're age appropriate, or catching a local youth sports game is ideal right now. And for those that are excited about Halloween and feeling a little spooky, you should head down to Middletown and get your scare on at Frightland. There's haunted houses, a haunted hayride, they have it all. It's a scream park and it's absolutely terrifying if you like that sort of thing. So be sure to check them out. And guess what? I don't know if everyone knows this, but Frightland has been called one of the scariest haunted attractions in America by Forbes, Huffington Post, and even the Travel Channel. So Matt and everyone out there, Delaware is constantly making moves and on the map, and I'm here for it. Enjoy your day, shine bright, and as always, stay positive. Have a great weekend, fam. Back to you, Matt.
Shakara, sounds good. I think you, Nick, and myself should probably head down to Frightland and do a show down there. So. In other news, Sussex County's property reassessment project is nearing its final stages, with officials expecting completion by next summer. This marks the county's first reassessment since the 1970s. County officials say tentative property assessments will be mailed out starting mid-November. These assessments will be based on 100% of the property's value as of July 1st, 2023, and will play a role in determining homeowners' annual tax bills. Now, property owners will have the chance to appeal their assessments if they believe there's an issue with their value. They can meet a representative from Tyler Technologies to review the assessment, and if they're still not satisfied, they can request a hearing with the Board of Assessment Review. The current annual rate is 44.5 cents per $100 of assessed value, but as assessments continue to rise, the county will be required to lower the rate to meet Delaware's legal threshold. Officials advise homeowners not to calculate their new tax bills using the current rate, as the new tax rate will be set during the county's budget process next spring. The finalized assessments and new tax bills will be issued in August of 2025. And the Rehoboth Avenue paving project is back on. Yes, we said on after being canceled earlier this month due to DelDOT budget cuts. The city of Rehoboth plans to start the work at the end of the month, October 28th. The reason for that being it's after the popular Sea Witch Festival in Rehoboth. The project will begin with milling and paving. City Manager Taylor Tedder acknowledged the confusion surrounding the project in a statement saying, quote, "We want to assure our residents and business owners that the city will work diligently with DelDOT and the contractor to minimize disruptions as much as possible." And to Dewey now, where Beach Town Council is set to discuss potential regulations for tents and canopies on the town's beaches at their meeting tomorrow, Friday, October 18th. Town manager Bill Zolpar says growing summer crowds are driving the need for such regulations. He says as the beaches get more crowded and people bring tents and canopies, the need to change the rules guide how they can be set up. So currently the town has no regulations in place for tents or canopies. An initial proposal includes a ban on tents with an exception for infant tents. The town manager noted that tents can block views of the ocean and, more importantly, create concerns about what may be happening inside those tents, citing drinking alcohol or smoking. Some locals say they are simply fed up with seeing lines of tents taking up whole blocks, calling them a nuisance. The council's discussion on Friday will be preliminary, we're told, with a final decision on the ordinance possibly later happening this fall. We'll keep you posted there. And state police continue to track down suspects involved in a July 2nd knife point robbery at the Red Roof Inn on Route 13 near Newcastle. 32-year-old Eric Flowers was arrested in Brookhaven, Pennsylvania back on September 27th, while 37-year-old Matthew Daniels was extradited from Philadelphia on Monday. 32-year-old Demetrius Graham had been arrested earlier in August. All three of these men are being held at Howard Young Prison with bail amounts ranging from $20,000 to $105,000. A fourth suspect, Alexis Smith, is still on the run. As part of her Delivering for Delaware tour, Congresswoman Lisa Blunt Rochester visited Imani Village in Wilmington today to hear about housing affordability. She joined gubernatorial candidate Matt Meyer to emphasize the importance of the state and federal levels working together to cut through the red tape when it comes to housing production and lower the cost of living. Housing was also one of the major focuses on her affordability plan released earlier in the summer. And the Delaware Transit Corporation is holding an open house hiring event this Saturday, October 19th, from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. That's going to be at DART's Mid-County facility in Newcastle. They're offering on-site testing, job interviews, and even job offers for mechanics, mechanic helpers, service techs, and auto techs. Plus, new hires in these roles, listen up, you get an extra $3,000 sign-on bonus. It's a great chance to meet DART employees, take pre-employment tests, and interview right there on the spot. They'll also be accepting applications for other positions. If you're interested, be sure to apply ahead of time on DART's website. And Milford was buzzing with excitement Wednesday as the city celebrated its 70th annual community parade. Streets were lined and packed with families, smiles, and colorful costumes, as well as some good weather as floats, marching bands, and beloved characters entertained the crowds. Attendees said the parade brings the community together each year and they look forward to it very much, calling it a time to bond with their loved ones. And Milford wasn't the only place buzzing with excitement this week. There's plenty of action happening in the sports world too. Let's check in with Nick Alessandrini, who's here live tonight to dive into the latest scores and highlights. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Matt, thank you very much. Back on a Thursday, and what a Wednesday night we had. Big stuff to get to, so we're going to jump right into it. Dennis, let's roll it. We had the inaugural Delaware's Girls Flag Football State Championship last night between Padua and St. Mark's at Delaware Military Academy. So we are going to jump right into this one here and going to pick it up in the first quarter. Here we go. It's going to start with Riley Bransfield to Sienna Evans. That's going to open up the scoring here in the first quarter. So Padua able to jump on top early. They take a 7-0 lead. St. Mark's, though, trying to answer here. How about the pitch out wide to Kimora Neal? Check out the speed here from Kimora Neal, breaking some tackles and down the sideline. She gets into the end zone. We are all tied up here in this one. Then an answer here from Padua. Abby Hayes going to catch this one from Bransfield after another nice drive. She scores. Padua back up a possession there. And then Padua able to get a turnover. And this time back to Sierra Evans they go. Evans into the end zone. Now a 2-score lead for Padua as we near the end of half number one. St. Mark's just trying to find an answer. Time running low here in the first half. But how about Kimora Neal? This time to the near sideline all the way down the field as time expires in the first half. This would be a huge play to take note of going forward. Back to a one-possession game. And then you heard the name Sienna Evans. Here she is again. Multiple touchdowns in the championship. She'll catch this one, break a few tackles, get outside and score. Then 27-12, Kimora Neal. She's already got a few. Give her the hat trick as she's going to show off the speed and find the end zone again. Padua, though, still holding that 1-score lead. Here we go. St. Mark's, a broken tackle from Addie Till, who then is going to break a few more. Then she turns on the Jets. 27-18, and this one going to bring St. Mark's within a touchdown. After getting a 4th down stop, there's 10 seconds on the clock for this play. Here we go. Maddie Fastenal firing to Hazard. Kimora Neal in the back of the end zone for the game-winning touchdown with 1.2 seconds left. You can check out the celebration there. How about this one? The first ever girls flag football state championship comes down to the final play, and St. Mark's able to cap it off down by 3. They score the game-winning touchdown. Again, Fastenal to Kimora Neal to cap it off. How about that for the first ever girls flag football state champion? St. Mark's, they're your inaugural champions. So a lot more to look forward to, though, this weekend, including some big-time matchups on the football field. We'll tell you what to look out for. Up first, it's coming from downstate as the Wilmington Friends Quakers traveling down to take on the number 3 ranked Woodbridge Blue Raiders. That's a Class 2A matchup. You can catch that one live on Delaware Live Sports with Benny Mitchell and company. Pregame set for 6:35 p.m. tomorrow and kickoff for 7 o'clock. Also coming your way Friday night, another Class 2A battle between the Odessa Ducks and number 7, the Howard Wildcats, just into that Super 7 rankings. Join Glenn Frazier and Pat Garianis, the pregame 6:45 for that one. 7 p.m. kickoff between Christiana, who's having a heck of a season, coming up. And then also coming up tonight will be this Class 1A matchup. It's going to be Christiana and St. Elizabeth's at Abbassidio Stadium. You can catch that one live on Delaware Live Sports with Mike Lang and Jason Winchell. This one here, some Thursday night football before you catch the NFL Thursday night football. You guessed it, though, kickoff at 7 again. You can catch all these games live on the Delaware Live Sports YouTube channel. Just search 302 Sports. So 3 big-time matchups coming up this weekend. So, Matt, a lot to look forward to. We'll be back next week with top plays and some big-time rankings and any changes there.
Nick, thank you. That game was a nail-biter. Quite intense. Thanks a lot. We'll see you Tuesday. In other news tonight, Wilmington's Boozy Book Fair on steroids. Yeah, you heard that right. Hits October 23rd at the Queen Theater, our neighbor down the street, courtesy of Huxley and Hero Bookstore. The Delaware Author Fair will feature 50 local writers from 5 to 8 p.m. Guess what? It's free and open to the public. Owner Claire Van Brock says, quote, it's Delaware's literary event of the year, where attendees can meet authors, snag giveaways, and enjoy coffee from dueling rabbits or literary cocktails. The nearby bookstore will stay open late with a table of books from other local authors as well. You can expect live music, good vibes, and lots of Delaware talent. Sounds interesting. And before we leave you tonight, St. Francis Hospital here in Wilmington celebrated its 100th anniversary with a special mass this week, October 16th. It opened in 1924 by the Sisters of St. Francis. The hospital has long served the community here with emergency care, maternal health, and more. Recently, it converted its gift shop into a health equity center, offering free meals, infant supplies, and medical devices. Officials say that they're committed to serving their community. That's according to President Marlo Levy. A health fair will take place next week on October 24th. Congratulations to our neighbors at St. Francis. And that's going to do it for tonight's DETV News Brief. Don't forget to follow us all along your favorite social media platforms for more updates on what's happening all around the great state of Delaware. And if you have a comment, question, news, or sports tip, send it our way. Contact us at press@detvch.com. For Nick, Shakara, and all of us here at DETV, I'm Matt Ford. We'll see you again here next week. Have a wonderful and safe weekend. Good night. We don't talk about prostate cancer enough, and it's the most diagnosed form of cancer and the second most common cause of cancer death among Black men in both Delaware and the United States. Approximately 1 in 8 men will be diagnosed with prostate cancer in their lifetime, but just by asking your healthcare provider if you should get a screening could help you detect prostate cancer early and save your life. So let's talk about it. Talk to your healthcare provider today about a prostate cancer screening if you are 40 years of age or older, or have a family history of prostate cancer. If you don't have insurance, or if your insurance doesn't pay for cancer screenings, Screening for Life may provide you with the screenings that you need, and Nurse Navigators make this process easier. To learn more, visit healthydelaware.org/prostate or call 211. Ask your healthcare provider about a prostate cancer screening, and you're asking for so much more.
My name is Jason Aviles, and I am the founder and owner of Fly Yogi, and I'm here to share with you some tips to be able to help fight opioid addiction. Opioid addiction is a real growing problem here in America. And I'm here to share with you some tips that you can be able to integrate into your everyday life to really fight against opioid addiction. One of the first things is redeveloping your mindset. One of the practices that I like to use daily is meditation. And what meditation does is it brings you clarity of mind, and it helps keep you grounded, and it improves your ability to make decisions that you are going to benefit from. A lot of the time we find that addiction is rooted in our mindset. It's rooted in how we think and how we perceive, and therefore how we act. So this is a really good way to help fight against that energy of addiction. The second thing is improving your lifestyle through diet and exercise. At the very root of addiction, there is substances within the body that's causing the addiction on a physical level. When we begin to introduce healthier foods, plant-based foods, we begin to remove and detox the substances that are in our body that's causing and attracting the addiction. So through incorporating more fresh fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, grains, and even drinking water on a daily basis, you're going to put your body in a state where it's going to be able to fight the root causes of these addictions. The second part is exercise. Exercise is good for mood. It's good for energy. It's good to increase vitality. It's good to get your heart pumping and get your blood flowing and get oxygen moving throughout the body. So through engaging in physical exercise, complemented by incorporating healthier foods, you're putting your body and your mind in a state where it does not want what's causing these things that are manifesting negatively in your life. So addiction can really be decreased by just incorporating a healthier lifestyle through diet and nutrition, exercise, and then also making sure that you're tackling the mind through mindset, through meditation.